One of the great mysteries in the art world is why our ancestors, 15 to 30,000 years ago, did drawings on cave walls, whether it's the caves of Lascaux or Chevet. And it's hard to imagine what it was like back then. When they went into these caves, they had no lights. They only had torches. And the mortality rate back then was like, you were lucky if you reached the age of 30. So one can only imagine why they would draw, by and large, animals. And I suppose it was because they depended on the animals to live. And in these dark caves, maybe they were somehow paying a reverence or creating an image of the animals and hoping in their abundance. And some people have even speculated that the caves in their imagination were like a womb, and the opening of the cave was like the birth canal. And if they somehow did these drawings, there might be a more abundance of animals to basically kill and to live on. And quite often there would be a spear drawn in the way. So they were very spiritual places. And they did these drawings basically in some way. It was their form of art in terms of trying to stay alive. I'd like to talk about the Membres Indians, who are this mystical Indian tribe that sort of disappeared about 1,200 years ago. And they made these amazing bowls that were often of animals and sort of abstracted animals. Here are 2 rabbits. And sometimes they would be abstractions of lightning, and they didn't know what caused lightning or the 4 seasons, and just really, I think, some of the greatest work of art that's ever been done. But what's even more magical is they were made specifically for burial purposes, and they would put these bowls, they'd put a spirit, break a hole to let the person's spirit out, and put them on the person's face when they buried them, and they actually buried them in the same places they were living. So they had to be so attuned to the environment that they were living in. Apparently most historians or archaeologists think they went into extinction because of a severe drought. It's really powerful in terms of how close our ancestors lived to life and death, and how acutely aware they had to be and sensitive to their surroundings, and this whole sense of wonder and asking questions, and the fact that they felt this necessity to do art. There were no galleries then, there was no PowerPoint presentations. They were doing it for something much greater and beyond those reasons. And maybe that's what we need to be doing. We need to be asking these powerful questions about our environment and our surroundings, and what's the real value to us, and where are we going in this world, and why we're going there, and where are we going to be 50 to 100 years from now. Thank you for your time.
Bryan, you want me to carry one of those?
Oh, well, I'm just waiting for... Still got to put this other camera away.